Some 7 minutes to the top of the hour, 10, and we'll quickly do this interview. Dr. Adam Bona is the acting executive secretary of the National Commission on Small Arms and Light Weapons. Let's talk about Galamsey fight, whether we're winning it or losing it, or pretending to be fighting, or fighting and not seeing results. The latest in this bout is the Akonta Mining Company Limited. In trouble one more time again. Minister for the sector wept at the press conference. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much for your time.
Good morning, and good morning to your listeners, Johnny.
Akonta Mining is in the news again. Are you surprised?
Oh, Johnny, I'm not surprised at all. And I am not surprised because some of us kept calling for the right things to be done under the previous administration. We screamed and screamed till some of us probably had to slow down a bit and hope that there was change of government. Of course, we had what we wanted, change of government. And so for me, I am not surprised at all. But the involvement of Akonta Mines, if you ask me, goes deep into the core of the Galamsey menace we have been talking about. Akonta Mine actually, if you ask me, gave a certain validation, a certain endorsement to illicit mining in Ghana. Because if you have, Chairman Wontumi, who was cited by official documents that were sent to the security agencies for Akonta Mines to be dealt with, and we didn't do it. We actually watched on. And so tell me why others who didn't have so much power, didn't wield so much power like Chairman Wontumi and his assigns, would not get involved in Galamsey. They did it because they knew that at the top, if you cannot punish the guys, the criminals at the top, then obviously you cannot punish the criminals down there. And so for me, I am happy that the mining license of Akonta Mines has been revoked. And I have seen snippets of, pieces of information out there, people alleging it is political. Of course, mining is political. Mining has everything to do with politics. It's the reason why the competent authority to issue a mining lease is the minister and no one else. The competent authority is a minister. Who appointed the minister? It is the president of the republic who is elected from a political party. And so mine is that it is a reason why you have someone like, what do you call him, Chairman Wontumi, being able to mine and cut down our trees, destroy our water bodies using Akonta Mines, and the evidence was in abundance.
I see.
We couldn't do anything.
Doc, let's talk about the guns because of the want of time. The guns that we see, I mean, there hasn't been any arrest at any Galamsey site so far where you don't see people holding all manner of sophisticated weapons, from G3 to M16 to double barrel to weapons of precision pistols. Where do they get these guns from? Do you know?
Well, you see, it's not everything I can say because of the position I occupy now. But a lot of work has been done. Most of these weapons, that not even our security agencies possess some of these sophisticated weapons literally in the open. You won't see some of our security officers or security agents, using them. But you see, like I've always said, even before I was appointed, that take away weapons from our communities, and illicit activities would come down by about 99%. Galamsey, take them out of Galamsey side, take them out of Boku, take them out of, chieftaincy dispute in Accra, in Tamale, in Wa, everywhere. And, killings would stop. Where they come from, I would say most of it are smuggled into the country. Most of it are smuggled because we have a lot of porous bodies, coming into the country. And after the fall of Muammar Gaddafi, we had a certain gateway that was open. The Sahel itself is disturbed. And so you have some of them. And look at Boku. Boku borders two countries. It borders Burkina Faso and borders Togo. And so and these countries are not too stable. Okay, and so these weapons, some of these weapons are coming in, but fortunately, my team, the Small Arms and Light Weapons Commission, together with security agencies, we have rolled out strategies to be able to stop the flow of these weapons into our communities and to this country. We have effected some arrests in Aflao. We have effected some arrests at the Tema port, and some of it we publish, some of it are not published. And so we are doing a lot. The only thing is that from the point of view of the Small Arms and Light Weapons Commission, we have a law, a bill that is pending to be passed. Because at the moment, within the gun ownership and gun possession arena, there doesn't seem to be a regulator. The Small Arms Commission is supposed to play that role per treaties we have signed, per international treaties we have signed. And so my minister, Honorable Mubarak Mutaka has actually said that by, in fact, even from the president as well, His Excellency the President as well, in May, which is just next month, when Parliament resumes, we are likely to have the bill laid before Parliament so that we are gradually going to stop the flow of illicit weapons into our community. And those that are already there, we would have what it takes to be able to go after them. But in the meantime, we are playing roles in marking and tracing this weapon. We are the only institution in the country, only agency, that is able to mark weapons, train to mark weapons, and trace weapons, even if they were manufactured 100 years ago. We are able to trace them. We are the only agency in the country that has the mandate to do that. So we are doing that, but you see, the resource is what we need, Johnny. We are playing our role, if you ask me.
I see. Now, Doc, again, the question comes up. When we hear of arrests being made at Galamsey sites, usually there are certain elements that we don't hear being announced. For example, we see the boys that have been arrested. We see the excavator that's been burnt. We don't get to talk to about the gold or any minerals that may have been found. Not about the mercury, cyanide, not about the generators, not about the guns, not about the bullets, not about the cash, etc. I mean, these are other things. But let's zero it down to the weapons. What is the interest of your institution in, for example, all these clampdowns that are happening, to be saying that at site A, we found X number of, guns. Site B, we found this, we found that, we found that. Are you tracing it?
Well, you see, I will tell you, I don't have my minister's permission, but I can put it out. I've had conversations with my minister, Honorable Mutaka Mubarak, about these weapons that are found. Some of them, we are able to mark them, and we've started tracing of some of them. But there are a good number of them that, because when these operations are conducted, we probably are not informed that an operation is going to be conducted. The operations are conducted and we only get to hear. But if we were to be there, it's something that I've had a conversation with my minister, and I'm sure that we have been told that a policy, something is coming out where all these operations, my men are going to be embedded in these operations. And our interest is to be able to trace, mark and trace bullets and weapons, who is making them. For instance, this M16 weapon that was found.
Right.
M16 is a NATO-graded weapon.
Weapon, that's correct.
And so, which is used by officers who work within NATO. Good. So we should be able to trace and tell you that this weapon was manufactured maybe in Russia, in Slovenia, in Czechoslovakia. It's manufactured here. And who brought it? Who is the last owner of this weapon? That is part of our mandate. And so these are things that, I've only just been appointed, and we are working, trying to restructure a lot of things. So I'm sure that in me, Johnny, if the need be, I would have you, if you allow me, I'm sure I would have a full conversation with
That's
you.
Right. That's right. We can
be able to tell you a lot of the things we are doing.
In closing, Doc, guns are in the wrong hands. If you read the 2014 baseline survey, for example, which made it to the National Security Document and Strategy, we talk about the fact that guns are in the wrong hands, unlicensed, and in most cases, even those that are licensed, they don't come back to renew and all of that. So you have a lot of work on your hands. You look at conflict areas like Boku, you look at Galamsey. It does appear that guns no longer are for the purpose for which they are meant for. They have become more like a status symbol. How do we get away from that narrative back to the original purpose for which people ordinarily would have guns, and whether or not they need it at all?
Well, I tell you what, one of our mandates, our key mandate, one of it has to do with sensitization. I have people literally walk to my office since I took over, and they tell me, Dr. Bona, I want a weapon. And I say, okay, sit down. Then I ask them, why do you need a weapon? And then they begin to tell you, oh, I think I need to protect myself. Then I begin to tell them, I begin to educate them what owning a weapon could mean. And by the time I'm done, they tell me, no, I don't need it again. And so a lot of people own these weapons, and they actually don't know that they don't need them. And I probably, for the purposes of educating your people, your listeners, the millions of listeners who are listening to you, you see, owning a weapon could actually send you to prison, could actually end your life. And the reason is because if you were in traffic and you had a weapon in your car, and there was a road traffic rage, someone bumped into your car. The person bumps into your car, gets out of the car, and issue you some slaps. You have your wife or your girlfriend by your side. You want to show that you're a man. You go back into your vehicle, you pull out a weapon, pow, you kill the person. The next thing that is going to happen is that is you've wasted one person, and you yourself would be wasted in prison. But if you didn't have the weapon and that took place, you would have gone to the police station and reported. And so mine is that a lot of people want to own weapons for statehood, it's like a symbol, young people. And most of the people who come to me, unfortunately, are between the ages of 18 to 32.
Right.
I take their data between the ages of 18 and 32, and then most of them want to own sidearms. And I ask, why? I said, you don't even have a job. Why are you getting money to buy? I said, I will be able to buy it.
I hear you.
So that's it. So we are using sensitization to let people know they don't need to own this weapon.
Thank you, Dr. Adam Bona. We're grateful for your time. He's an acting executive secretary for NACA, and we're grateful that he joined us here. Helen, we have to go. Our time is spent.
That's right.
Mrs. Judith Brown is standing by with the news update, waiting impatiently for what has to be patient.
This is 1/3 of the iconic trio, Team No Sleep, in case you have forgotten.
Yeah.
Yes, we kept you awake, informed, and abreast.
We actually do it when we have to do it.
We'll go again. In fact, get ready, guys. I don't know what the occasion is, but Team No Sleep, we're back in business.
On behalf of the rest of the team, have a good one. I'll see you tomorrow. My name is Johnny Hughes. Stay safe.